All right, so I'm gonna call this video, reference versus value, or passing reference versus passing by value. And this should clear up some of the weird things with Java, which Java does, and really kind of the key differences between primitive data types and objects. Okay, so I created a main that's called main reference versus value, and then a class reference versus value. And so this first part is where I'm passing information by value, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to say reference versus value. My primitive equals new reference versus value. Okay, so let's say I have an int that's x and it's equal to 5, and I do a system.out.println, and I say my primitive dot change primitive. So I want to change x, and I do a system.out.println. And I'll say x plus x. All right, so in here, let me see here. I guess I'll do, so let me just do this. I'll say public reference versus value. There's my blank constructor I'm going to use. Okay, so, and I might come back to that. We'll see. So let's do this. So we'll say public int change primitive, and we'll accept that x primitive data type, and we'll do x equals 99, and we will return x. Okay. So x is passed in, x is 5, x changes to 99, we return x, and we print x. So what's going to print? Okay. You might get a question like this, and obviously 5 will print here. Okay, and that's really hard to see down there, and I can't make that larger, but it says pass by value. Where are we at here? Okay, so pass by value, x gets passed back, which is 99, so that prints right here, okay? But this x, which I was saying is obviously 5, is 5. That's what prints, okay? So two different x's. It's because they are passing x by value, and x is a primitive data type. So whatever happens to x in here, they're different x's, and so they don't, it doesn't mess with each other. Okay, so let's kind of see what happens when we start pass by reference. Okay, so if I do here, and I'm going to try to break this up into different sections. Okay. Let me write something down here. Okay. So here, I'm going to copy this as well, and I'm going to create a different object, and I'm just going to call it person1. Okay. And person 1 is going to have a value of 0 passed to it. So I need to change up some things. I'll say public reference versus value. And I'm going to pass in an age variable. And I'll just say my age equals age. So int my age. All right. So after I pass in 0, I will do person1.setAge, and I'll pass 5 to it. Okay. And let's create the setAge method. So public void setAge, and we'll pass in the age to it. And we will return my age. And also, I did that wrong. I meant to do this. I meant to say my age equals age. And public void get age. And return my age. All right. And that should be an int. Okay. So let's do this. So we set the age. Now we'll do person1 dot. Whoops, I need to do system.out.println get age. And we're going to do person1 dot change age, so I need to do a change age method as well. So let's do this public void and we're going to call it person1 is object of reference versus value. Okay, so that's the class name. So that's the object type. Sorry, person1, but the object, the class is that. Person1 is an object of reference value, reference versus value. And I'm going to say, instead of person1, I'll just call it person. I'll say person because you could create many different objects. So person1, person2, person3. So I just want the person, whatever is being passed in, dot set age to 99. So set age calls this right here. Bam, it sets the age. Okay. Okay. So system.out.println, and I'll say person1 dot get age. Okay, let's look at this. So we'll call this, so 5 gets passed into set age. So my age is now 5. And so then we get it. So we get it, it gets it. And so 5 is returned right here, all right? But then what we do is we call person1 and change it, and then we pass 99 into set age, and so my age gets changed to 99, and then we get my age. Okay, So that's kind of how you follow through with this. Really, we're getting my age after it's been changed up a few times. Okay, so this one makes pretty good sense here. Now we're going to get into something with it gets a bit more complicated. Okay, so because we're going to start working with objects here. Pass by reference. And aliasing. Okay. So, and the reason I've done this too, because we're going to create another object called person2, and we're going to see how that changes up here. And let me do this. So I'm going to say here. So I'm going to say person2 is equal to person1. So let's kind of look at this real quick. So person1 has a my age and get age. So if we were to draw out what person1 looks like, so we've got a person1 object that points to a reference versus value object, and inside that we've got, you know, a set age and a get age, but a my age that eventually equals 99 right now. Okay, then what we do with this is we say person2, once we assign, we say person2 is person1 or is set to person1. Person2 now points to the exact same thing. So these are now aliases. I think I've spelled that right. There might be two S's there, but these are now aliases of each other. They are at this point, they are the exact same thing. Not only do they have the same information stored in their object, but all objects have some sort of address, okay? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. And I believe I've shown that you can see the address if you do a toString and then try to just print the object without giving it its you know, all of its information in the, like the string representation of the toString. If you just call the toString, it will print up just the address. Okay, so that's what an alias is. Okay, and we're going to see how this works because it kind of flips everything on its head. It's what we do with strings and arrays as well, because those are both objects. So let's see what happens here. So if I say person2 dot set age, and I say that age is 88, watch what's going to happen. This might blow your mind right here. Now this is definitely going to be an AP style question. Okay, so you must know this. If I get the age and I do and I run this now, watch what happens here, because this is definitely funky. Look at it. It's 88. I changed person2's age to 88. How can person1 age 88 it be equal to 88? Again, go back to this. Here's my object, or my reference versus value, and it's got the number 88 stored in the age. Person1 points to it, but then person2 is person1. also points to it. Sorry, there was originally 99 set in it, right? But with this right here, we blow out that 99 data, and now we have 88 as my age. So both of these objects, my age is equal to 88. Okay? This is definitely an AP style question that you'll see. Once you understand that these are aliases of each other and they're the exact same object, then when you change one part of it, then the other one changes as well, because they're pointing to the same information. These are just labels, okay? Like my first name is Mike. Mike is my label, but Mike isn't who I am or like what I consist of. Kind of like these objects. These objects consist of all the information stored in them, but these are just a label, okay? You will miss every single question like this until you understand that. And it's not hard, but we definitely have to get these right, okay? All right, so let's start seeing how this works with arrays. So and I think I meant to say I actually don't even think I wanted that there. I just wanted okay. So here I want to do this. I don't want that there though. And arrays. Okay, so if I have an array of integers called nums, and that is equal to 0, 5, and 10. And then I have my primitive dot change int array, and pass that nums in. And I do system.out.print ln. I'll say nums is position 1. Okay, so let's write our change int array method real quick that I have. So right here, if I have public void change int array, okay, let's try a couple things. So first, strarr equals a new string 3, and I have comment this in and out. Okay, and then I have strarr1 is going to be equal to a new string 90 . All right, let's see this. Where's my str? Oh, whoops, duh. We're gonna say, oh, I wrote the wrong one. I'm sorry, guys. So again, an r equals new int at position 3, and I got comment this in and out, and I got r1 equals 99. Okay, cool. And this should be r, not string r. Okay, so we pass nums in here, and we accept it. So let's see what happens here now. Okay, so what we've done is we've changed 99. Okay, so so this nums becomes R. Okay, does that make sense? So it becomes R. They're the same thing, and then when we change R at position 1, we assign it to 99, and then we're displaying nums at position 1. So again, they become aliases of each other when you pass those in. So we have an object, an int array. That's our, that's our type. That has, what does it have stored in it? 0, 5, and 10. Okay, and you have nums that points to it. The minute it gets passed in, it becomes R, and R also points to it. And what happens is at position 0, or at position 1, we change that to 99. And so since they both point to it, and they're both pointing to the same object, this is now pointing to 99 as opposed to 5. Okay? Again, this is exactly like what the questions are going to look like on your AP test. And as long as you understand something as simple as this, you're going to get this correct and you're going to get your full points, and it's an easy layup. If you don't understand this, you're going to miss it and you're going to brick it and everybody's going to boo you. Okay, so now, why did I want to comment this in and out? Well, watch what happens. The minute I use this right here, it's creating a new integer array that has 3 items in it that are basically 0. And then this changes what's in position to 1 to 99. But watch what happens here. It's now 5. Okay? So let's kind of look and see what happens when I comment this in. Whoops, wrong one. So when I comment this back in, what's happening with this line of code right there? You have nums, which is pointing to your object that has 0, 5, and 10 in it. I think it was 10. Okay? Then you have R that becomes the alias of that. Okay? Went with that line of code right there. But then with this line of code, R no longer points to that object. It points to, and better yet, instead of writing it out like that, what I should have done, R no longer points to that. I should do this. Chop that out. It now points to this, which is 0, 0, 0 with this line of code right here. Okay? But then with this line of code, what happens is that becomes 99. Okay? So when you go back and print nums at position 1, it displays 5. Okay? Hopefully that's not too hard. It should be pretty easy, okay? Let's see, the same thing's going to happen with string arrays, okay? So let's copy this. So let me cross out some of this. Okay. So, and string arrays. All right, so I've got string strnums equals 0, 5, and 10. Okay, and I can do my primitive dot change string array strnums and system.out.println strnums at position 1. So we got to do this right here. And go back. All right, so same kind of thing here. I'm actually going to copy and paste some stuff, and then I'm going to change string array right here, and I'm going to call this string and str. Okay, and I'm going to say str, and I'm going to comment this out, str array new string at position 3, and str is going to equal a new string let me see this real quick. Okay, I think, all right, so I think we're going to do the same thing here. So this well, let's run it real quick and then you can see it. Okay, 99. So let's watch this. So this strnums is an array that has 0, 5, and 10 in it. So it gets passed in. strr is now an alias of strnums. So they're the same thing. But then what I do, see here, I am going to assign a new string to it and assign 99 to it. Okay, so 99 displays for strnums. All right, and let's see what happens here. Okay, so let's see here. So when I add that back in, let's do this. Let's write this out. str. So we've got okay, so again, let me do this. So then we had strnums, which points to our object that has 0, 5, and 10 in it. Okay, when we pass that in, strr points to it. Okay, now when we didn't have that code, the first line, when we had that line of code commented out, okay, this got, the data in here got blown out. Sorry, at position 1. So darn it, is there a backspace? Okay, this got blown out and we changed it to 99. Okay, and that pointed to it. So this right here, since they're aliases, printed 99 the first time I demonstrated that, all right? But then when we added that new line in, okay, this no longer pointed here. It pointed to an array that had 99 in it. Okay, and you know, I've actually, because we did this first to where it's pointing to this and then changed that, this stayed at 5. So that was 5, and so that's why right here you're seeing 5 display, because they're no longer aliases of each other, and so strnum has the word 5 in it. Okay, so so that's that. And there's just one more. This, sorry guys, this is a long video, and so this is going to demonstrate with we're going to pass by value strings and see the difference here. Okay, so instead of a string object, we're going to use a like a string literal. Okay, so if I have string str and I say that string is eagle crest, and I say my primitive dot change string, and I pass an str, and then I've got system.out.println, and this is change, and I do str. Let's see what happens here when I create my public. Oh, sorry about that. Go up here. If I do a public void change string, and I got str is equal to str dot substring 5 on. Okay, what happens? What do you think? Do you think eagle crest prints, or if you look at the index, you would have what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So would eagle crest print, or would crest print right here? Well, let's see it. Eagle crest. Okay. The reason for this is these are string literals. Nowhere do you see str dot new string equals, okay, on these. You just see, so like to make it a string object, it would be string str equals new string, and inside that would be the word eagle crest in quotes. You just have a string literal, okay? So string literals act like you're passing a value, like a primitive data type. So overall, what's the difference, and what did we learn here? And this hopefully keeps this in your head. So primitives, and I'm gonna comment this out. Primitives, you've got ints, doubles, char, and immutable objects like strings, integers, or doubles. These are object integers and object doubles. Okay. What you want to know is, and this is kind of funny, what happens in Vegas? Vegas's methods stay in Vegas's methods. Okay? So again, like right here, we did stuff here. This str is equal to crest, but this acts as a primitive, immutable object string. So what happens in Vegas's method stay in Vegas's method, okay? So it stays in here. str stays in here, okay? The flip side of that, objects, person 1, person 2, nums array, and str nums array, and array list. And I didn't give an example of an array list, but what happens in Vegas's methods does not stay in Vegas's methods. Okay, so you'll want to memorize that kind of, okay? And we did that a bunch where I was drawing out on the screen with this kind of stuff up here with the references, okay? So passing by value and passing by reference. Memorize this. Program this in if you need to see it happen. but there will be multiple questions on your AP test, and you definitely want to get these right because these are ultimately the easy questions, okay? So this video is done.